lady is certainly no stranger to the community. She's been a stalwart leader for decades, a direct descendant of the Reverend Jack Yates, a direct descendant. I want to emphasize that. She is his great-granddaughter, and I would have made her great-great-great because she's so young and good-looking, and one of the original leaders of the Emancipation movement. Jacqueline Bostic has enjoyed a long and fulfilling career as a pioneer and groundbreaker in the Houston area and has paved the way for so many of us. Ms. Bostic has a long history of advocating for neglected communities. As vice chair of the Emancipation Park Conservancy and chair of this rededication ceremony, she has had direct input and influence into how the Conservancy promotes, protects, and preserves the rich cultural legacy of this great park. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you, as we say, the direct descendant of Jack Yates himself, Jackie Bostic.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I have just a few brief remarks, but before I do that, I want to take again the privilege of acknowledging just a few people here who are with us today. First, I'm going to ask that there are any members of the families of the original founders, the Jack Yates family, the Eli Dibble family, the Richard Allen family, or the Richard Brock family. If they're here, would they please stand? I know that there are a number of Jack Yates family members here because a number of us live here, and some came in from across the country to be here. And our oldest living member, Miss Doris County, retired educator, 90 years old, she's sitting back there and they're raising her arms up. So I want to thank all of those persons who are members of our family who took time to come from wherever they were. I want to say thank you, because this is a great day for our ancestors, not just ours, but all of the people who helped to make this park possible. I want to also say thank you to those families who's helped to be the trustees for many years for this park. All of their families contributed to the park and the maintenance of the park. I want to say thank you to the city of Houston, especially to our present mayor, who is just wonderful and has done so much for this city and this state as a representative. Also, our former mayors, White and Parker, Brown. If any of them are here, I'd ask them to stand. They all helped to make today possible. As well as former city council members. I've been working with this for years, so I know so many people that have contributed that you may not be aware of, and I think it's important that we say thank you, because people don't have to do what they do. They don't have to move you forward and your community forward. So we want to say thank you to the former council members who served in District D and District I. They all worked on this project. And I want you to always remember that this project is because of your tax dollars being spent in your district. The members of the tourist board, led by our leader of the tourist board. I'm not a tourist board member in this district, but the leader of this district's tourist board is Judge Zanetta Burney. Bold leadership that was willing to take the risk of what we wanted in our community. I want to say thank you to the City of Houston Parks Department that has worked with us so diligently, not only for this project, but other parks throughout the city, but they have worked for years with us in getting this project. Again, the members of the mayor's event planning staff. We have been meeting every week for weeks now. They have everything you see out here today was not just done by us. It was done by city employees who put their hearts into this and who wanted this to be a wonderful day for our community. I want to say thank you to Mr. Freelon's wife for coming with him. I don't know where she is, but she came all the way from Washington to be with him. And we want to say thank you because he came here many times to meet with us and to make sure that this park was what we wanted it to be. Now, I want to make sure that you get an opportunity to see the members of the Conservancy, because the Conservancy is in the process of trying to make sure that you not only have the funds to make this park what you want it to be, but for it to continue to be what you want it to be. And we have what I'm going to call an intergenerational board, because we have young people with great ideas and energy, and we also have some of us more mature citizens. And so we have this intergenerational board. And I'm going to ask them to stand, if they can, wherever they are. Our great chairman, Mr. Ramon Manning, our Secretary, William Millard, Treasurer, Yvette Mitchell, Dwight Barkins, Drusy Chase, Jared Crane, Doris Robinson Ellis, Valerie Coleman Ferguson, Rick Lowe, Philip J. Freelon, Gertrude J. Stone, Avia Watlow, Valerie Williams, Jade Ziegman, and our mayor, who is the ex officio member. Now, you probably say, well, we've heard all of that, or we can read it at home. But I think you need to see the people who are working for you daily and know who they are and give them the proper thanks when you see them walking around here. Now today, as we again celebrate the emancipation of freedom of our people who are living, breathing, beautiful, brilliant testament of God's creation to our city, state, nation, and our world, we want to say thank you, Lord. Did you hear what I said? We want to say thank you, Lord, for it's because of God's grace that we are here today. No matter what else you think, and no matter who you are, and no matter what you've done, it's all because of God's grace. He created each one of us. He created every one of you. And so therefore, we want to say thank you, Lord. We want to thank Him for the men, the women, the boys, the girls on whose shoulders we stand. We didn't get here without standing on someone else's shoulders. Because for those who were enslaved, those who survived, and those who were freed, those who accepted the challenge and the responsibility of being loving, caring, kind human beings, and they provided leadership, guidance, and community empowerment. They weren't selfish. They worked with each other because they brought forth one of the greatest cities in our country, and I do believe that, and that's Houston, Texas, and I'll tell anybody that. The men and women of 1872 were survivors. They were men and women of great character when honesty, integrity were not just words, but their very lives depended on their ability to work together, to depend on one another, and to trust one another. They made real sacrifices together for each other, for their community. Their spirit of cooperation allowed them to have real community empowerment that brought forth economic and educational empowerment in our community. These rich contributions are a part of our culture, of the culture, and the heritage that we all share as Houstonians. We all share this as Houstonians. We are the benefactors of their unselfishness, their love of God, their love of family, and their love of community. These men led the community in sacrifice, cooperation, and empowered the community to purchase and develop the first known community park in the state of Texas. Did you hear me? And the first known community park in the city of Houston. You ought to be proud of it. You ought to be community effort, in every community effort, there's always leadership and fellowship. The leaders of that time, the Reverend Jack Yates, the Reverend Elijah Dibble, Mr. Richard Allen, Mr. Richard Brown, the congregations who were led by Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, Trinity United Methodist Church, and other churches which came and became a part of the effort and continued through the years to support the park. There were 2 park associations that carried on the business of the park. Even though it came out of the community and the church knew that there had to be business opportunities within the community and people running the associations. So no, the church didn't run the association, the businessmen ran the association. You know, you have to understand what your role is and do your role. Don't try to get in somebody else's lane. In 1918, it became a part of the City of Houston Parks Department. That was 46 years after it was bought and developed by our ancestors and community leaders and followers. We, the community, the Houston community, have a great responsibility to ensure that the legacy we received from those visionary men and women in 1872 continues to be a vital part of our community. The community of Houston for years to come as we and they serve future generations. Thank you and God bless you.
Mercy. If you wondered whether or not she got the blood of the Reverend Jack Yates, I think you're straight now, aren't you? Miss Jackie Bostic, we should take up a collection for her too. That was amazing. And how incredible to be able to hear that history from the great-granddaughter of Reverend Jack Yates. That means so much. But I love the way she threw it out. Y'all got to continue. We can't just celebrate today and then leave.